Wow, what a turnout. Outstanding. Congrats to all the inductees tonight. I'm honored to be included with all of you into the University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, to the Hall of Fame committee members, to President Meade McCabe, and to Executive Director John Ruth. Thank you to my parents, who gave me the foundation to be a successful person. To my assistant coaches, Falk, Campbell, Deering, Hunter, and Griffiths, for all your hard work and your commitment to our program. To my athletes, my extended family, I'm so proud of all of you, and I continue to be inspired by all the work, all the energy and the work you guys do in your communities. To the late athletic director, Paul D., and to Craig Angelos, for giving me the opportunity to be a head coach at the U. To my high school and college coaches, Howard High, Coach Ross, Caudell Collins, and UMBC, Jim Frogner, for the many opportunities. To my family members in attendance today, my sisters, Terry and Colleen, my cousin Jim, my brother-in-law Ed, thank you for your support. To Coach Rodney Price, who hired me at the U, did everything, backed me as an assistant. When the head coach became available, he was my biggest asset, Coach Price. To my wife Susan and son Brooks, my everythings, thank you for allowing me to follow my passion. I love you guys. To all my friends in attendance, thank you for your support. Appreciate you. We talk about relationships in sports. Today, 30 plus former Hurricane track and field athletes are here to support myself and their teammates. My high school track coach is here. He led me to an undefeated senior year in the 2-mile run. My college teammate is here. Both of us won the first conference championship ever in UMBC history. I coached at the U from 92 to 2008, 16 years, 11 as the head coach. A group called themselves Coach Ward Stallions, included Griffiths, Thorne, DeBoas, and Kirk David. They set numerous records and set the tone. Thorne becoming the first indoor track All-American in the University of Miami history. Still has a school record for the outdoor 800. In '97, I was named head coach. A day or two after, my boss came up to me and go, hey, look, we're reducing men's scholarships in track and field. We're reducing in the 6 scholarships. You still want the job? In my 11 years as the head coach, we went from 6 to 4 to 2 scholarships in a sport that offers 12.6. There were limitations, but we always found a way to be successful. Our team focus was on opportunity to be a hurricane, athletic development, passion, excellence, and the team. As administrator, I did 2 things significantly to improve our program. The first thing, probably Myrna remembers, going up to the Coach Davis's football office. I'm like, Coach Davis, I need more guys to run track and field. Coach Davis' comment, Coach, my dad was a track coach. From that point forward, we had 20 plus football guys at every track practice. Paul D. used to say, I did my best recruiting in the Hecht Athletic Center. He was right. My first year coaching as the head coach was very rewarding, not only because it was my first year, but I was coaching all the running events. Back then we only had 2 full-time coaches. So I was coaching the sprints for the first time ever. Coach Davian Clark indoors to the national championship in the 400 meters. running the third fastest time in history. Again, I'm a distance coach. 4x1 runs 39 point, running the 10th fastest time in the country with 3 freshmen and Davian Clark. Freshmen were Daryl Jones, Santana Moss, and Robert Williams. As a team, the year before in the Big East, we were 9th. This year at the Big East Outdoors, we're winning the meet, to everyone's surprise. We end up runner-up to a great Georgetown team. 99 out of 100 times, the winning coach gets Coach of the Year. Georgetown coach, Coach Gaggs, goes, I'm not accepting that award. Belongs to Miami. Coaches voted again. I win the Big East Coach of the Year. So the second thing I did to make our program better was I hired former Hurricane track and field athlete Eric Campbell. He brought energy, excitement, and a never say die mentality to our program. He embraced the mentality, we were going to come after you no matter what. Some of our football guys on the track team included 12 University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame members, 10 first-round NFL picks, Santana Moss, Devin Hester, Reggie Wayne, Vince Wofolk, Sean Taylor, Clint Portis, Willis McGahee, James Jackson, Andre Johnson, Ed Reed, Brett Romberg, Philip Buchanan. 8 of the 12 of those guys were conference champions in their respective track and field events. Other football guys of note, Dr. Daryl Jones, 5-time Big East sprint champion. Other sprint champions included Terrell Walden, Tenard Davis, hurdle champions, Lance Leggett, Corey Nelms, 60-plus football guys on the track and field team, including current football coaches DeMarcus Van Dyke and Mike Rump. With UM on probation in '97, football gave track and field 3 scholarships. 2 of those scholarships went to Santana Moss and Aaron Mosier. The stipulation was just make sure they can do track and field. Well, Santana was over 26-foot long jumper and was a football All-American. Aaron Mosier was an All-American track and field athlete in the decathlon, the 10 events of track and field, running, jumping, throwing. In the last 60 years, there have been 3 athletes that have been All-American in the decathlon and played Division I football. Jay Novacek of the Cowboys, Ron Stark of the Colts, and Aaron Mosier. Aaron Mosier. That's impressive. So we had walk-on athletes scoring conference championships and beating other schools. Scholarship athletes is a great example of opportunity, utilization, and athletic development. We had Pedro Rodriguez scoring in the decathlon, Russell Landy in the long jump, and Matt Mulvaney in the distances. Scholarship athletes included Hall of Fame national champion Davian Clark, Ronald Thorne, All-Americans Mosier, Caldricus Leslie, Tim Harris, conference champion Shane Brown, Gus Martin, and Joe Bien. Harris, inducted today, 6-time ACC champion, numerous time All-American at 800 meters. In the history of the ACC, I'm going back, people, to 1954, almost 70 years. There have only been 2 athletes that have won 6 conference championships in the 800 meters, and Tim Harris is one of them. Tim was one of the most dominant and feared runners in ACC track and field. He led the race as soon as the gun went off. He took everyone out of their comfort zone. As a coach, it's awesome to share the stage with one of your athletes. him, this is an honor. I was often inspired during my coaching career at the U, living in the Hecht Athletic Center. I got to observe on a daily basis football coaches, Art Keogh, Randy Shannon, CJ Swayze, Donnie Solinger, women's basketball coaches Fern and Katie, Morris with baseball, Page with tennis, Dean with track, Abelman with diving, Nicole with volleyball. All these coaches showed me the passion they had for their sport, the passion they had for their athletes, and the passion they had for the University of Miami. It inspired me to expect excellence and passion from myself and my athletes. I will close. This is my 24th University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame banquet. As a coach and a fan of Hurricane Athletics, I would always be recharged, motivated after every Hall of Fame banquet. As I listen to the inductees speak about the impact the University of Miami has had and how athletics played a big part of their college experience and how it has impacted their life and the character of who they are today. My track athletes in attendance each has their own story about the impact athletics has played in their life. As supporters of Hurricane Athletics, we, all of us, are impacting these young people. We are making champions in sport and in our community. I continue to encourage you to support the University of Miami Athletics and the University of Miami Sports Hall of Fame. I thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Stay up here for a second.
Okay.
We're going to get everybody.